Let's get started with your opening meditation, sitting or laying any way you like. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. If you're choosing to sit today, place your prop down and place your sit bones right on your prop. And we want our knees lower than our hips. If you're tight in your hamstrings and in the QLs, when we sit in our Sukhasana, the knees might go up like this. We're trying to open up that space and get tall through the spine. And that's why we sit on a prop. Now, if Sukhasana is not comfortable for you, you can literally sit any way that you'd like to sit, or you can lay down. You can lay down, roll your shoulders back, sit down, roll your shoulders back. If you're laying, you can lay in traditional Shavasana, letting your feet naturally turn out from each other and close your eyes. Or you can bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet together and let your knees go out to the side. Or you can bend your knees, let your feet go wide and knees laying in your hammocks pose. Any way you'd like to sit or lay down is perfect. Begin to close your eyes. Slow down your breath and bring yourself to here. We live in a caffeinated society where we move really fast and we're constantly doing one thing after the other, and that goes with our thoughts. Constantly thinking about one thing after the other. Allow yourself to take fuller breaths and take more time. Know that everything in your day has led you to this point. Where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. You don't have to go anywhere else or do anything. And with that calmness, let your body come to ease. Let yourself surrender. Take more time on your breath. Relax your shoulders further. Slow down your exhales. Slow down your full inhales. At the end of your complete exhale, slightly pause for 1 to 2 counts, and then start your inhale again. In through your nose, your ribs lift and expands, your chest lifts, your belly fills. And as you exhale, let your belly empty, your ribs cinch together, your chest lowers. If you have a intention for today's practice, you can say it now to yourself. On your next inhale, let's take your chin over towards your right shoulder. Stretch the left side of your neck. Create space between your ears, your jaw, and the shoulder. Take another full breath here. Exhale, let's let your chin come back to center. Inhale, take your chin over towards your left shoulder. making space for the right side of your jaw, your neck, the clavicle. Take another breath. Exhale, bring your chin back to center. On your next inhale, let's sweep up to the sky. Or if you're laying down, sweep your arms over your head. Take your right wrist into your left hand. Inhale. As you exhale, pull slightly towards your left. Inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands, taking your left wrist into your right hand and pull over towards the right. Inhale, let's come to center. Release your hands down towards your hips. If you're laying down, pull your knees into your chest, massage your lower back. If you're sitting, let's do our Kundalini heart circles, pulling your heart over towards your right knee, inhale towards your left knee, and as you exhale, round your spine. If you're laying down, do small circles with your knees, pulling them over towards the right, and then to the left, and then around. Link up your breath with your movement. Good. Come to center, pulling your shoulders back on top of your hips or pulling the knees into your chest. Now switch directions. Inhale to the left, to the right. Exhale. Good, last little circle here. And if you're laying down, roll over into one side, push yourself up into a seated position. However you'd like to sit is perfect. Good. I'm in Sukhasana with my shin in front of my shin, and your heels don't have to be tightly pulled in. You can sit with me like this, you can sit any way you like, or you could even sit in your chair. Good. Let's take our right hand over towards the right, letting your body go with you. And stretch. Keep the left hand down. As you exhale, slide the right hand in. Now let's take your left hand over to the left. And exhale, pull the left hand in. Now take your right hand over towards the right. Reach your left hand up to the sky. And as we exhale, let's reach the left hand way to the right. Inhale, pull your left hand up. Slide the right hand back. Left hand comes towards your left hip. And let's slide the left hand out. Bring your right hand up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. And as you exhale, then big stretch. Good. And pull up. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Good. Now we're going to take the left hand up. Stay with your right hand by the side of your body. Reach your left hand way over to the right. As we exhale, you're going to round through your spine. You're going to let your left hand go forward. Right hand goes with you. Your left hand comes towards the left side of you. Bring your right hand up. Keep your left hand down as you bring your right hand down by the side of your body. We're going to start with the right side. Bring your right hand up. Let your right hand go way over to the left. And as you exhale, round your spine. And let your left hand go with you. Like you're drawing a circle. Your right hand comes by the side of you as your left hand comes up. And you wrap up this circle. Good. Left hand starts. Bring the left hand up. Exhale, roll and round through. Your right hand comes with you. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes up and back over. Do this a few times to your own breath, and it can be confusing as we start, as we dance through our spine. But as you practice this more often, it will feel more natural. Good, one more. And come all the way to center. Let's bring both of your hands up to the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, fold forward over your shins. Now, if you have a sensitive back, you're going to stay up higher. If your back's okay, we can bend the elbows or slide the hands out and bring your head down towards the ground. Now, slide your hands back. Switch your shins, bringing your less dominant shin in front. You want to get even on your sit bones. I released my prop over to the side. So then that might mean toggling a little bit so you feel really secure and even in the hips. Now, inhale, sweep up. Turn towards your right. Turn your torso as you exhale. Take an inhale there. As you exhale, fold towards the right knee. Slide your hands back. Sweep your hands up, palms turn in, shoulders stay down. Turn towards your left knee. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, fold over the left knee. Slide your hands back, shin goes parallel with the floor. Sweep your hands up. And let's take our hands behind us, pressing your fingers back. Come into your cape pose. Option to interlace the fingers. Walk the shoulders back. Press through your knuckles towards the ground and lift your heart up towards the sky. Good. Engage your core. Bring your shoulders on top of your hips. Gaze goes forward. Inhale. As we exhale, hinge forward. And then once you find a hinge that feels right, then reach your hands up towards the sky. Lift your shoulders back on top of your hips. Release your hands. Roll the shoulders back. Unravel the wrists. Sweep up to the sky. Exhale, fold over your shins. Let's slide our hands back. Unravel your legs. Come into your tabletop. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Knees should be about 2 fist distance apart. And if you can see your feet, hide your feet behind your knees so you cannot see them. Spread your fingers. Your pointer finger should be parallel with your mat's edge and your other pointer finger. That's the one that gauges if you're straight. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Inhale, let your belly drape down towards the ground. And as you exhale, round your spine. Press through your hands and your feet and your shins. Inhale, letting your belly drop slowly towards the ground. Tailbone works its way up to the sky. Lift your gaze, maybe lift your gaze, you don't have to. And exhale, big round. Do 3 of these to your own breath. On your last one, let's take your knees wide. Let your spine come to neutral. Toes come towards each other. Let your belly drop down, open your heart. As you exhale, tuck your pelvis, press through your hands, push your hips back towards your heels. Turn your right ear towards the floor. Take your left hand up and around behind your back. Stretch to the right side of your neck. Release your left hand, turn your left ear towards the floor. Bring your right hand up and around behind your back. Release your right hand. Press into your palms and firm your forearms, firm your biceps. Push forward from your knees. Come into your tabletop. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Shift forward, opening up your frontal hip bones. Pressing your shoulders back. And let's bend your elbows by the side of your body. Come slowly down to the ground. Now, uncurl your toes. Press the tops of your feet down. Firm your thighs. Slide your hands by your floating ribs and squeeze your elbows back. Begin to lift your heart. Press your feet down. As you exhale, lower through your sternum. Then your head is the last thing to come down. Relax your thighs. Squeeze the elbows back. Press your feet down. Lift the kneecaps. Lift your heart slowly. Lift your gaze slowly, as if you're rolling a ball away with your nose. Exhale, release. Relax your thighs. Bring your forehead down to the mat. One more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades and elbows back. Lift through the heart. Then lift the gaze. Press your feet down. Exhale, release. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Knees go wide. Toes come towards each other. Extended child's pose. Slide your hands back towards your knees, coming into hero's pose. Bring your knees and shift them closer together, about 2 fist distance apart. Lift up off your heels. All right, step your right foot forward, bending your right knee over the ankle. You can use your chair or blocks if needed. Your hands can come to your right thigh. Now we're doing like a mini Sayo Namaskara, except without standing. And really what it is prayer and movement, okay? So let's inhale, sweep up to the sky. And if you have that intention, you can say it now. Interlace your fingers except for your pointer finger and start to pull your heart up and push your left hip forward. As we exhale, gaze goes forward. Let's bring your hands down towards your heart. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. Open up your left hip, push your hips forward. Press your shoulders back. Lift your ribs off your hips. Exhale as your gaze goes forward. Hands to your heart. One more time. Lift through the sternum, the heart, maybe find that back bend. Exhale. Gaze goes forward. Hands come to your heart. Now, release your hands to your blocks or to the ground. Straighten the right leg. Walk your hands back. Flex your right foot, peeling the toes back. Take your right thumb, push it back into your right hip crease, and square off the hips. 3 deep breaths out of your right hamstring. It's not about how low we can go in the upper body. It's about opening up the back of the leg, breathing through the meaty parts, especially if you did that class yesterday with me. We did a lot of leg work. Really, it's about letting your mind go, right? Letting yourself take a break so we can revisit it with a new perspective, maybe more answers. Good. Bend your right knee over the ankle. Shift the hands forward. Now, curl your left toes under. Take an inhale. Exhale, firm the left thigh, bringing your left kneecap off the ground. Place your hands down. Step your right foot back, finding a plank or a plank on your knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, push your hips up and back. Come into downward facing dog. Draw your heels towards the ground. Draw your hips towards the sky. Firm your outer forearms in as you press through the heels of your hands, rooting and rebounding, and draw your shoulders towards your hips. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Come down really slow, like slow motion. Good. Back into tabletop. 3 cat-cows. Inhale, belly comes down, tailbone reaches out. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, belly comes down. And exhale, round. Good. Inhale, come into tabletop. You're not in cat, you're not in cow. We're gonna shift forward, shoulders past your hands, open up the frontal hip bones. Bend your elbows by the side of your body. Come all the way down to the ground. Your hands should have landed by your floating ribs. Press your feet down. Lift your heart. Open up your heart. Exhale, release. Inhale. Straighten the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Knees go wide. Hips go back towards your heels. Round your spine, slide your hands back, roll through the middle of your back, your thoracic spine. Shoulders go back, chin goes parallel to the floor. Now bring the knees closer towards each other. Engage your core, lift your hips off of your heels. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to our heart. We're doing that prayer in motion. Let's step your right foot forward. Inch it forward so you feel safe. Right, bring that right ankle right underneath your right knee. Now interlace your fingers. Hands can stay at your left thigh. Your left foot is forward. We're doing your second side. Hands can stay at your left thigh, or we're gonna bring them out. Interlace your fingers except for your pointer finger. Start to reach your hands up, press your biceps behind your ears, lift your ribs off your hips. Let your right toes take a huge breath here. Exhale, gaze goes forward. Both of your hands come to your heart. Again, reach out in front of you. Let your hands guide you as you start to lift and open up through your thoracic spine, cervical spine, and right psoas. Exhale, pull that energy back in. Let's do one more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, pull back in. Slowly part the hands. Reach down for the floor. Exhale, slide the hands back or the blocks back. Flex your left foot. Peel your left toes back. Take your left thumb into your left hip crease. Encourage that left hip to line up with your right hip. Draw your heart towards your heart towards the left shin. And deep breaths here. Rebend your left knee over the ankle. Slide your hands or blocks forward. Curl your back toes under your right toes. Take an inhale. As you exhale, firm at your right thigh. Push that femur up to the sky. Hold there. Stay strong. As you exhale, let's step your left foot back. Find your downward dog. Push your hips up and back. Inhale into your plank. Lift your heels away from the back wall. Bend your elbows by the side of your body. Chest touches before abs or thighs. Uncurl the toes. Lift your heart. Firm the thighs. Peel the shoulder blades back. Exhale, release. Curl your toes under. Exhale, push into your plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, push into your downward dog. Good. Step your feet wide. Let's go as wide as our mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, root into your left hand. Slide your right hand towards your left foot. Or maybe we can grab onto the calf or the ankle and then pull yourself into this twisted dog. Good. Release your right hand. Root into your right hand. Take an inhale. Exhale, slide your hands to the right foot or grab on towards the right ankle and pull yourself past that little twisting point coming into that window you're creating. Look past the right bicep. Release your left hand. Lift your heels up high. Bend your knees. Come down low. Take your toes together. Knees are wide. Sit down on your heels. Slide or walk the hands back. Undulate through your spine. Find your posterior tilt. Rounding your spine like we do in cat. Move through neutral and then pull your belly button forward like you do in cow. Good. And then do about 3 of these. Unwinding the low back. All right. Now, reach for your yoga tune-up balls. Good. Let's untote the balls. Bring one ball out. Okay. All right, place that ball on the right side of your mat. Reach forward. Come into your tabletop. You might have to move that ball down. Shift your hips forward, press forward, and then bend your elbows. And you want the ball to land underneath the right thigh. If it's not there, you just scoot it. And it's going to be in the right quad now, the front of the quad. Now, it's going to be a little painful, and that's what you want. Interlace your fingers, except for your pinky finger. Walk your elbows underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under, and use your feet to push you up and down on that ball. Okay? Up and down. And it's a little sneaky plank work too, but you're going up and down the muscle. The origin and insertion of the muscle, it goes from your center patella to your hip. So you know, it's long ways, the stripes of the muscle or the direction of the muscle. If you go up and down, you're gonna lengthen that muscle. If you find a way to go side to side against the grain, you're gonna break up tightness and adhesions and scar tissue. I want you to roll through that quad. We haven't rolled out your quads in a while. Do it, right? Breathe through it. Find your ujjayi or your yogic breath again. And you might find yourself getting warm because you're breaking up this toxic stuff that's been stuck in us for a while. So that's normal to feel some warmness, it's weird sweats, right? So go side to side, go up and down, go all around. If you're finding that plank is too much, you can just keep the thighs down and then roll up and down side to side like a snake. We're doing this with the Yoga Tune-Up Balls because most of us have this size ball. But if you do it with the Alpha, it can be a little better because the Alpha is bigger and it will give us more height, and it's like an elbow digging into you. Place the ball in the front of the right quad somewhere. Stack your hands. Try to relax your toes and relax your head on your hands. Relax your right toes. Good. Let's bend your right knee. Flex your foot. Bring your right heel towards your right glute. We're still on the ball. We're contracting the muscle. Slowly release your right leg. Relax the right toes. Exhale, bend your right knee. Flex the foot, squeeze your heel in towards your glute. And release the right toes. One more time. Exhale, bend your right knee. Squeeze the right heel in towards the right glute. And release the toes. Let's release the ball. Use your right hand to help you release the ball. And check out the difference between your right and left thigh. Toggle your hips a little bit. Your right thigh should feel like it has more depth to it, right? And it does, it has more space. We've constricted the blood flow in an area, and then that blood rushes back into that area and pushes out all this stuff that's been locked up for a really long time, okay? Now, let's slide your hands towards your floating ribs. Inhale, straighten the arms. Take your knees wide. Exhale, extended child's pose. Walk your hands towards the right. Take your left hand on top of your right. Push your hips down to the left. Walk your hands towards the left. Take your right hand on top of your left. Push your hips down to the right. Walk your hands to center in front of your shoulders. Shift your shoulders on top of your hands. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Grab your ball. Place it on the left side of your mat where you think your thigh might land. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna adjust later. Let's shift the frontal hip bone forward. Press your shoulders back. Bend your elbows, come down slow. Okay, now readjust the ball in the front of the left quad. Interlace your fingers except for your pinky. Use that pinky as a base so you're a straight line from the top of the pinky all the way to the elbow. Elbows only go as wide as the shoulders. Let's lift up and roll through that left quad. Remember, up and down, we'll lengthen it. Side to side, we'll break up tightness and adhesions. And you can slither like a snake. You can stay in that plank. And there's this sweet spot too, right above the kneecap that controls all of our flexion and extension of the knee. You want to get above that sweet spot too. Not on the kneecap, but go all the way down. Right, up and down, side to side. Our connective tissue is the casing that holds our muscle onto our skeleton. And they say about 80% of the time when we have pain in our body and we don't know what it is this tight myofascial tissue. So this is really, really important work, especially if you're strengthening. You're doing those strengthening classes, you need a stretch. We need to get in here. Now place the ball somewhere in the front of the quad where you need it. It's usually where you don't want to put it. It's like an ow spot, okay? Stack your hands, relax your head, relax your toes. Really try relaxing the toes. It's tough. Ah. Now flex your left foot, bend your left knee, squeeze your heel in towards your left glute. Good. Slowly release the leg. Good. Flex the left knee, flex the left foot, bend the knee, bring the heel towards you. And slowly release. One more like that. Good. Let's flex the foot, bend the knee, squeeze in, really contract the muscle, contract the thigh. And slowly release. Whew. Let the toes relax. Let everything relax. 3 deep, sustained compression breaths here. Release the ball. Let your thighs wiggle it out. Do you feel more even? I think so. Now bend your knees. Let's come into a reversed kind of windshield wiper. Let the feet cross side to side. Now bring the feet together. Go to the left, go to the right with the feet. Relax your legs. Slide your hands by your floating ribs. Inhale, straighten your arms. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Take your knees wide, toes come towards each other. Extended child's pose. Slide your hands back towards your thighs, hero's pose. Now, grab your other ball because we haven't used it yet. And these balls over time, they get squishy. So we try to use them, at the same time. You use one ball for a while, you use the other ball. Some teachers like to switch sides. It's personal preference, but you try not to get one ball really squishy and the other one really hard. We're trying to use both. Let's lift up, bring your right foot forward. It can be really dangerous to massage your right hamstring when the leg is extended. What I mean by that, if you're sitting like this and you place the ball underneath your right hamstring, your sciatic nerve it's active, it's contracting, right? You don't want to stretch the nerve like this. Don't do it. I see people do it and I'm like, man, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt yourself. Okay, so this is a safe way to massage your hamstring without putting yourself at risk. We're gonna take the ball, place it behind your right thigh and your right kneecap. Okay, just wedge that ball in there. Now take your right foot, slide it back, and it's like we're in picture time, okay? Remember, like those old school pictures? Okay, it's like that. Where you're sliding the foot back, and I want you to take your knee right to left, right to left. Draw your right heel closer to underneath your right glute, and you're gonna feel more pressure. If that's too much pressure, the foot stays out a little bit. I got my chair here. Prop. Okay, really wedge that ball into there. Use the floor. Now, try to draw your heel down and lift it up a little bit. Lean forward, pulling the right knee forward. Now draw the heel down. This is your favorite. Okay, let's take your ball 1 inch lower. So walk it down the calf and it goes up the thigh a little bit. We're getting double bang for our buck. We're doing the thigh and your calf. And one of the benefits, or I guess the healthy side effects of myofascial release is that you release your cellulite, right? Or cellulite if you have it. If you don't have it, I don't want to know. Okay, we can't be friends. I'm just kidding. We can be friends. All right, let's take the ball even lower. So now you're getting to that little horseshoe of the calf. And you're getting higher into the thigh. Let's go forward and back again. Ooh. Ooh, woo. Okay, and let's go even lower. Now, as you go lower, maybe you can come back into your hero's pose. And go into your ankle. Okay. Now, stay in your hero's pose. Place the ball somewhere you can, okay? In the calf, in the thigh. Sit into your hero's pose. Take 3 deep, sustained compression breaths there. Relax your shoulders, your neck. Good. Let's lift up. Release the ball. Reach your hands forward. Come into your tabletop. Curl your toes under, push your hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog, and I want you to pedal out to your own breath. Two, 1, and 1. Lift the heels up high, bend your knees. Sit down into hero's pose. Slide the hands back. Grab your ball. Grab whatever prop you need. Bring your left foot forward. See that? I almost fell over. Let's take the ball behind the left kneecap, between the left thigh and the left calf, and then slide the foot back and find that feel-good massage, right? Deep tissue massage. Some people pay a lot of money for this. But you can do it yourself, right? You're your own healer. Really nice. Now let's take the ball a little, let's wedge it there for a second and draw your heel down. This is going to help with the Achilles tendonitis or plantar fasciitis. Pull your left knee forward and then draw the heel down. Good. Now let's walk the ball down about 1 inch. Go side to side. Okay. Go front to back. And bring the ball even lower towards the middle of the calf and up higher in the thigh. Now at some point, if you want to sit down in your hero's pose, you can. It's kind of like you're dancing, right? Woo! Try to relax your face, right? As stuff feels uncomfortable, we'll bring it into our face, we bring it into our eyebrows and our jaw. Soften the jaw. And breathe again. Now let's walk the ball even lower. Good job, Kimberly and Tanya. I can see you really working it. Now bring it into the calf. I'm sorry, bring it right into the ankle, that little spot we use all day. Now find some place in the middle. Try to be in the middle. Find your sustained compression spot. And don't move your body. Relax and breathe on that spot. 3 deep breaths. Lift up, release the ball, reach forward, come into your tabletop, curl your toes under, come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out through your dog. 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, let's walk your hands back towards your feet. Soften your knees. Bring your hands towards your shins. Lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold down towards your toes. Relax your whole body. Inhale, come up halfway. Arms go out to the side. Press through the heels, come all the way into standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, sit into your heels. Bend your knees, hips go down and back. Reach your arms out and around, chair pose. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Forward fold. Inhale, hands on your shins, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands forward into your dog. Inhale into plank or plank on the knees. Shift forward, shoulders past the hands. Bend your elbows, chest touches before abs or thighs. Inhale, lift your heart, low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press into hands and knees. Hinge from your hips. Extended child's pose. Inhale, into tabletop. Sit down on your glutes. Now, grab your Yoga Tune-Up tote. Take your balls inside of your tote. If you have a sock, you can throw the balls in a sock, tennis balls, lacrosse balls, whatever you got, and lock it up. Okay, put that little black lever down and lock up your tote. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bring your balls out in front of your heart. Take an inhale. As you exhale, begin to tuck your pelvis. Roll through your thoracic spine. Very slowly come down onto the tips of the shoulders. And then let your head come down. Bend your knees. Come into some reverse windshield wipers. Regular windshield wipers. Letting your knees lean to the right. They lean to the left. Bring your feet to center. Bring your knees to center. Heels underneath your knees. Lift your hips. Take the balls underneath the small of your back, your sacrum. And one ball goes on either side of the spine. The crease of the balls holds that space for your spine. And let's let our hips go side to side on the balls. Breathe. Stay with your breath. Right? If you're locking up your breath, you're locking up your muscles. Your body's tensing and tightening up. Breathe full. Remember that meditation we found at the beginning of the class? Bring it with you. Now you can stay here, or we're going to come to a stillness. Bring the right knee in. Pull the right knee in towards you, and then release the right knee away. Pull it in. Release it away. If this is too much, your feet are going to stay down. 2. And one, pull, let the right foot come down, pull your left knee in. And we're gonna do a squeeze in and arms distance release, and then squeeze the knee in. 3, 2, and 1. Good, you could stay here or bring both of your knees in. Okay, full weight onto the balls, or your feet come up to the sky. Find your inversion. And in the inversion, you can draw a little happy face with the heels. Taking the hips side to side, the heels side to side. Bend your knees. Bring one foot down at a time. Lift your hips. Release the balls. Roll down. It should feel awesome, right? Bring your knees in. Take your arms out into a T shape on the ground. Exhale, bring your knees over to the right. Head goes to the left. Inhale, bring your knees to center. Exhale, to the left, gaze goes to the right. Good. Bring your knees to center. Bring your feet down. Take your hands down by the side of your body. Inch your fingertips forward towards the front of your mat. Press your palms down. Make sure that you're not looking at me. Look up towards the sky or close your eyes. Press your shoulders back. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze your glutes. Roll your hips up. Press your shoulders down. Inhale, lifting your hips higher. As you exhale, squeeze your glutes, but roll through your thoracic spine into the lumbar spine, and at the very bottom, release your glutes. Take the balls underneath the base of your skull and relax here for Shavasana. Take whatever Shavasana you like. Soles of your feet can be together, knees go wide, or knees lean in towards each other, feet go wide, or traditional Shavasana. Close your eyes. Let every piece of you melt into the mat. Stretch, move your toes and your fingers. Keep your eyes closed. Reach your arms over your head. Roll over into one side using your arm to rest your head on. Bend your knees. Use your free hand to help push you up into a seated pose. try keeping your eyes closed. Inhale and sweep up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center, to your Anjali Mudra. Your fingertips touch, the heels of your hands touch, but there's space between your palms as if you're holding with soft hands. And this space is where our yoga falls. It's where our learning falls. It's the space for our practice. And some say the space for ourselves. Let's take one more healing breath together. Thank you for letting me practice with you today. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. I'll see you soon.